Hey, this is Jim at Broadfield, back at you again for another Thursday, Broadfield Liquid Lunch. You'll see two guests on the show today. We have George Klippel from LiveU and Dan Pizarski from LiveU. We'll get into formal introductions in just a moment. First, I wanted to thank you for joining us on Broadfield's Liquid Lunch.
Absolutely.
So I was telling these guys before the show started that we start our pre-show every week introducing a new craft beer. And since I'm a fan of the New England IPAs, I have a nice double IPA today called Be Hoppy.
Thank you very much.
Now, George, you said you're not going to partake today. You're just getting over a cold?
Just getting over a cold, have some meds, but I'll have a glass of water to join you here.
There we
How's
go. That way we can still do the formal toast.
that? Absolutely. Cheers, cheers.
We'll let you know how good it is.
Good hops in this water.
So it's great. I actually found this beer driving up to Boston.
Okay.
Ton of craft breweries on the way back. We end up at a little brew pub right outside of Jersey.
Okay.
And right before we hit the Jersey border. And they have all these different samplings and tasters and everything. Never heard of Wormtown Brewery before, but really good selections, really good stuff. Dan, are you a bit of a beer guy yourself?
I'm a bit of a beer guy, yeah.
Okay. You were talking to me about Cape May.
Yeah, that's been my favorite of the summer.
Has it?
Ever,
Yeah.
yeah.
They're really getting some traction. Even out here on Long Island, I've seen them a couple
They
of
did
different
seem to
places.
kind of blow up over the summer, yeah.
That's cool. And I got to tell you, this industry is blowing up like crazy.
Yeah.
We're going to open up a LiveU craft brewery, right, in the next couple of months to take advantage of the craze. It's like, we should turn part of our warehouse into like a brew house.
Stock beer.
Especially here on Long Island, I feel like anybody who has 40 square feet of available space is like, all of a sudden, hey, let's brew beer. Let's do this. I don't know what's involved in it, but it can't be easy, especially to make some of this good stuff.
This is really good.
Yeah, it's got a lot of bubbles in there. Look at that. Very cool. So like I said, this is kind of what we do to give our dealers the opportunity to join in. We're going to be getting into the content of the show in just a moment. Really excited that you guys can join us today. We're going to take a little bit of a different format for our dealers who log in every single week or who watch our recurring shows. We're going to stick to our standard 15-minute format and introduce a brand new LiveU solo product. Then we're going to break, because we have Dan here available to us, to talk about some of the great LiveU technology and the behind-the-scenes stuff for you guys who want to roll up into some more of those technical details. So without further ado, let's get started. Again, we'll kick it off with a formal introduction. First to the new product we're going to talk about today, which is called the Solo Connect. We're going to talk to you in just a moment about what the Solo Connect is, but it's basically a great new way to sell more LiveU solos easier than ever before. And joining us, we have Dan Pizarski to my immediate right, VP of Engineering North America.
Correct.
And George Klippel, who a lot of our dealers know, Director of Channel Sales for the U.S.
Yep.
George, I know you have a great relationship with a lot of our dealers. You've been working with them directly. We had Scott Sheehan on the show with us not too long ago, introducing him to the channel. Our dealers know the sales support that's available from LiveU. Part of the reason why I'm so excited to have you on the show, Dan, is because I want to introduce our dealers to the amount of support that LiveU puts behind the product design and the engineering that goes into the Solo Connect. So without further ado, let's introduce the Solo Connect.
Sure.
I'll let you do the brief introduction, and then we'll get into a little bit more detail.
Absolutely. So Solo Connect is meant to make it super easy to get streaming with your Solo. We know it was the missing piece with Solo all along. It is an unlimited data plans from multiple carriers, the modems that we know work with the unit that are certified by the carriers, and our LRT service, which allows you to use bonding, all bundled into one package so that you just need that one box and it gets you going.
That's great. For our dealers who are familiar with the LiveU Solo, this is basically taking away any obstacles or objections that customers may have had or confusion in the marketplace.
Absolutely, yeah.
For our customers who maybe are just being introduced to the LiveU Solo, what this bundle does is create an easy 1, 2, 3 process. Step 1 is to buy the LiveU Solo encoder. which is the LiveU Solo HDMI at $995, or the LiveU Solo SDI at $1495. Now, this is where the Solo Connect comes in. So, George, talk to us about step 2.
Yeah, step 2 is you'll get the new, what we call the starter pack, which we'll show you in just a second. And the starter
Great.
pack is really a complete one kit that has either 2 modems or 3 modems. You can get that 2 modem for $450 or 3 modems for $650. That's all in one set that connects to the Solo unit that you choose.
Okay.
And then step 3 is essentially adding on an unlimited data plan for either one of the 2 or 3 modem kits. So really simple, that you get everything you need in one fall swoop, all guaranteed by LiveU, all provided by LiveU now. So out of the box, you're ready to go streaming. Easy as 1, 2, 3, as you put it.
The provided by LiveU, I think, is the key secret sauce behind this product.
Absolutely.
To know that I don't have to find the modems that work with my carriers and then source the data plans individually, but I can get everything that LiveU has tested, recommended, and optimized for making that LiveU Solo work better than ever.
Absolutely.
So let's get into these packages. I am running past the slides here. So George, you talked about the starter kits. There are essentially 2 starter kits available.
Yeah, and there's two starter kits that we have, because we recognize there's a couple of different customers that have multiple different needs, right?
Sure.
There's a 2 modem starter kit where somebody who is really just takes the unit. We have the Solo here today that's on set with us, which is the HDMI and SDI unit. And that's the 2 modems kit that fits the 2 USB slots, and you just plug those 2 modems in and you go out and you use it. It's the most affordable kit that we have in the starter kit. And then what we brought here on set today that Dan's going to go through in a minute, which is the 3 modem starter kit. It's a little bit more higher end, and it comes with not only 2 USB modems, but it also comes with an AT&T Nighthawk. So that's a little bit higher
That
end.
makes sense.
Yeah,
Okay.
and gives you much more flexibility and reliability and redundancy. So those are the 2 kits that are certified and both supported by LiveU as well.
That's great, because I know the LiveU Solo only has 2 USB connections.
Right.
So, Dan, do me a favor.
Sure.
Let's pull up the box. Let's do a little bit of unboxing.
Sure.
And explain how we're getting that 3rd modem connection to the LiveU Solos.
Absolutely. So this is the 3 modem kit, as George said. You get your getting started card and make it very easy for the end user. So what you see here are, of course, the 2 USB modems, but the key to the people that need that 3rd connection for that highest amount of reliability is this Netgear MiFi, which happens to have a LAN connection on it.
Okay.
So you can wire it into your Solo. You can connect to it over Wi-Fi, of course, which a lot of users do with MiFis, but you can also wire it in over LAN, just in case you want to not worry about a wireless signal in terms of where you might be, in terms of other interference in the air. You can rely on that cable-based signal back to your unit. Just happens to be LAN instead of USB.
The name of the game there is flexibility.
Yes.
The more flexibility your customers have for the connections to stream, the more successful they are going to be with their live productions.
Yep.
Everybody knows when you start live producing shows week in, week out, day in, day out, you have to be prepared for everything. And part of that preparation is the LiveU technology of bundling all that together. So again, we start with step 1 as getting the LiveU encoder. Step 2 is adding that starter kit, which is either the 3 bundle kit, or if we hide this one in the middle here, we have the 2 USB modems to create the 2 bundle kit, right?
Right, and Jim, I'd add one last thing too, to flexibility. I would also add reliability and redundancy by having
Absolutely.
the 3rd piece.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
yes,
absolutely.
without a doubt. And then the last part of that equation is the LiveU Solo service. Now, you guys have not offered data service in the past for the LiveU Solo products, so this is completely new and different. Which one wants to explain how that's going to work? George, you want to take that one?
Yeah, I'll take a swing at that one.
Okay,
So
cool.
LiveU, for years, since our very inception, we've always sold data services and data plans to our higher end products, our broadcast products, if you will. And now we've been able to, through Dan's negotiations and the company's negotiations with our carriers, been able to finally come up with a plan now where we can offer unlimited data plan services for both of these 2 modem and 3 modem kits. So unlimited data plans at very reasonable prices, both monthly and annual plans. So as you see here on the slide on the screen, you have a monthly plan for the 2 modem kit at $295 a month, or a 3 $435 for the 3 modem plan, and then on the annual plan it's $2,950 or $4,350.
Okay.
And what's really nice about this is we've worked out a way that both the reseller is able to take part in revenue sharing with this, as well as we're giving the customers a chance to get a discount at the time of purchase, which we'll explain in a later slide. So it's our first time ever being able to, on the Solo product, thanks to Dan's help, being able to offer a full data plan completely unlimited. And it goes beyond that, and I'll let Dan explain. It's even better than what people can get on their own through the carriers on their own from a throttling standpoint. So I'll let Dan explain that.
Yeah, please do.
That's right. We worked directly with the carriers. These were plans that they designed just for the Solo customer.
Great.
They're unlimited plans. It's a higher, of course the carriers always reserve some right to control their network. If things were just, they're in an area and things were crazy, they want the right to sort of slow modems down to make sure the network works okay. But what we were able to work out with them is that limit is much higher for these plans than for the true consumer plans that you would go buy as a true end user. And when they do have to slow it down, the numbers they're slowing it down to are still great numbers for streaming. So by the time you bond 2 or 3 connections together, even at the slowdown rate, you're getting a great video signal through. So we think it's going to be truly unlimited stream every day you want.
That's awesome. And George, you mentioned that we figured out a way to allow our dealers to offer this package and to make money off of these services. So the way this workflow is going to work is our dealer would sell the LiveU Solo with a starter kit directly to their end user. The end user would register that kit serial number, the starter kit serial number, on the LiveU Solo portal, the same way customers are doing now. Once they registered, that's where they would choose a monthly or annual subscription plan. Now, we are going to offer all of our LiveU dealers a unique coupon code so that you can offer your customers 5% off of those data packages. That code, though, not only gives your customer a 5% discount, it gives you the accreditation to that customer or the attribution to that customer, allowing you to get residual income from those data sales. Now, I just heard our entire dealer audience stop everything else they're doing. Now we got their attention. So George, let's talk about how this is going to work for the resellers.
Yeah, so Dan has come up with a way of developing a code for each one of the VARs that are out there in our reseller channel, and that code will be provided to the end user at the point of sale. And so when they get the kit, they'll have the reseller code along with the kit, and what they do is go to the LiveU Solo portal, and when they register for the data plan, which whatever they choose, whether it's monthly or the annual plan, they'll enter the code XYZ reseller blah blah blah, whatever that code is, and automatically right then and there they'll get 5% off their monthly bill or 5% off their annual bill, and the reseller then will also get a commission, which will be 10% of that sale. So that is great news for both the customer and great news for the end reseller. Yep. And that payment will be done each quarter to the reseller.
Dan, when we were talking about this earlier, what I thought was the greatest thing about all of this is that the customer only needs to enter that coupon code once upon the initial registration.
Right.
And then you guys will continue to attribute that to their dealer.
Absolutely. If that customer keeps paying for 3 years in a row, then that continues to generate a new check every quarter for 3 years in a row.
So this is really a data plan royalty that is giving a new income channel to our dealers to help sell LiveU Solo products. It's better than ever.
Absolutely. So it'll either be a check or an ACH, and that'll be all explained as we roll this out, and that'll be on another slide that we'll talk about.
Absolutely. Obviously, with any new program like this, there are rules, requirements. We have fine print here. This is not the typical fine print where we're not bringing in the LiveU legal team now. Dan, you could probably talk about the little fine print that we have here.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we actually wanted it to be quite simple. So we, from a warranty coverage standpoint, we mirrored the plan that's on the Solo. It's a 30-day, no questions asked satisfaction coverage. It's a 1-year hardware warranty. If they have trouble with any of the products, even though they're third party, not something we manufactured, we'll take them back, we'll replace them as you know, as needed to get them working again. Those returns are handled by us because the end users, you know, seek support from us. So it's usually where that initiates. You know, we figure that out.
Sure.
And then, of course, if we've got customers out there that have already bought LRT, that's now bundled into Solo Connect. So they, you know, might have even bought from the resellers, you know, 1 year of LRT and got that as part of the deal. They don't want to lose out on that money when they upgrade to the data plan.
Sure.
So we'll take that into account right in the portal when they go to add Solo Connect. We'll do the calculation. We see you have this many months left. You know, prorate what they paid in terms of the LRT and credit them when they move over to Solo Connect. So for the end user, there's no risk, you know, with the 30-day satisfaction guarantee, and no trouble in terms of like losing money on you already invested in LRT. Should make it very easy for end users to want to upgrade.
And I think that's important to reiterate when we talk about these data plan packages, is that these data plan packages include LRT.
Absolutely.
So again, our dealers who are familiar with selling the LiveU Solo have been offering that LRT subscription for $45 a month or $450 for the year. That comes off the top. So that $295 a month for the 2 modem data plan includes that $45 LRT subscription.
Correct.
Which makes that offer even more attractive.
Absolutely.
Yep.
You know, great. And now from here, let's talk about the sales opportunities, George. This is where you shine.
Yeah, no,
Let's tell these guys how to sell this stuff.
No, I think, you know, first and foremost, it's really customers who want that complete end-to-end LiveU supported solution. You know, before I used to tell people, or people would tell me, hey, it's like getting a Christmas present that needed a battery and your dad didn't have batteries around the house. You'd have to go out and take the LiveU Solo and then go out and buy your modems from another place, and it wasn't the solution. The customer experience wasn't completely there. Now we have that complete connection because of Dan's work and all of the LiveU's work of finally pulling this all together, right? And then existing customers that are out there are going to want to upgrade to this, right? Some have modems, some don't have modem packages at all, right? So getting to the existing installed base and talking to them about the Solo Connect is going to be huge, and I think that's going to be another opportunity. And then selling on the ease of use, right? No more looking for the modems or carriers on your own. Single billing source, that's another huge thing for people. Instead of going and writing a check for this company to that company and figuring out your own modem billing across multiple carriers, single source billing right to LiveU, and that's it. LRT now included with the pricing, as Dan was just talking about. And then, you know, out of the box, ready to go, as you mentioned earlier, as simple as 1, 2, 3. I think that's really the sales pitch and the selling opportunities for the new Solo Connect and the new bundling that we're going to be talking about as well. So
Absolutely. And I think what our dealers would like to hear too is that these are really new products that are added to the LiveU Solo product line. We can continue to sell the LiveU Solo HDMI and LiveU Solo encoders on their own. We can continue to offer a standalone USB modem at $290 a piece. We can continue to allow our customers to bring their own data plans to LiveU. But for the new customer who wants to get into live production and streaming and have the flexibility and the redundancy to do it anywhere, we now offer a complete solution with the LiveU branding and the confidence that they can open it up under the tree and have everything they need to get started.
absolutely, and the best deal by far is this new package and this deal with Solo Connect. By far, no matter how you slice it and how you look at it, this is really the best way to go now, period.
With state-of-the-art component.
Absolutely.
These USB modems aren't some USB modem that was discontinued 3 years ago, like we find a lot of these carriers pushing. It's the latest Nighthawk MiFi, you know, it's really state-of-the-art stuff with data plans. Great job putting those together at really competitive and attractive prices for unlimited data, which a lot of carriers won't even talk about anymore.
Right.
Shipping info. We are taking stocking orders here at Broadfield now. Call your Broadfield salesperson, 800-634-5178. Speak to them. We can give you the newest LiveU price sheets with the Solo Connect. We'll have an email going out shortly after today's webinar, so all our dealers can set these up. That's as far as taking the stocking order. When do we expect to actually be shipping and then to actually fulfill those orders directly to our customers, to our dealers to fulfill those orders to their customers?
Pre-modem kits are ready now, so they can start to roll out, and we want end users to receive them on October 1st. That's when all the back-end software will be ready as well.
Exactly. So we want to make sure that we get it into our customers' hands, the
Yep.
end users' hands, when they're able to log into the portal.
Definitely.
And activate everything successfully.
Right.
Again, giving them a smooth out-of-box experience.
Yep.
But stocking orders, let's get that into your warehouses now from Broadfield's inventory, so we're prepared to have this successful launch come October 1st.
Yeah, we want you
absolutely.
to start promoting it. The website is up, and we've got the link for the website. We have the launch kit ready for you. We'll get you. We have all the pictures and all of the things that you need and your VARs need to promote this and to get the kits ready and to get your stocking orders, like you said, in and all of that. And as Dan said, really, we want the orders for the customers to go out and start shipping out on October 1.
Yep.
And then that's when everything's going to be ready to go. But we want to be ready to hit the order amounts that we think are going to be coming in at that time.
So again, for our dealers, we have LiveU Engineering here creating a great product for you to sell. We got LiveU Sales telling you they're supporting you and giving you the right pricing. And I'll represent the marketing from Broadfield, and I know I got LiveU's marketing support to get you everything you need to start getting these out there. We've got a great story to tell. Let's take advantage of this together, and let's start selling these LiveU Solo bundles. We're going to keep Dan on the show with us for just a moment, talking about some more of the technology and the FAQs behind the scenes here. Before we do, I do want to remind our dealers to join us every Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time for Broadfield's Liquid Lunch. We have some great news to announce with a new relationship offering Panasonic NDI cameras. We are going to have the territory account manager for Panasonic join us on next week's show. And then we have some other new product announcements to come at you with the following week that are being introduced at IBC now. So again, join us every Thursday. Learn more about the LiveU Solo Connect bundles by calling your Broadfield account rep at 800-634-5177.